What's up guys, welcome back to a new Kengan Omega video. Today I'm going over some new information we got about some of the Purgatory fighters via the character profiles that got translated, and I'll only be talking about the first 4 fighters as those are the ones who have their profiles released currently, as the other ones haven't had the chance to come out yet. I'll probably make a separate video when the other Purgatory fighters profiles come out, but yep, onto the video. Let's start with the most interesting one we got for Yumi Monkey Trash. We got his official height and weight revealed in the character profile. So his height is 201 centimeters, which is the same as Kanogito to put it into perspective, one of the tallest characters in the series. And his weight is 148 kilograms, which is actually, I believe, 18 kilos over Kengan Omega Kanogito. So Monkey Boy is quite beefy, one of the heaviest and biggest characters we've ever had in the Kenganverse, which I expected him to be close to Kano. I assumed Kano was a little bit bigger all around, but it seems to be the other way around. And probably the most shocking thing about him, his age, with him only being 23 in Kengan Omega. I don't know if it's just me, but man looks like he's in his 40s about to die by his monkey face, but the dude is only 23. So he's the same age as Kure Ryan in Kengan Omega, which is insane. Now I'll cover some of the important stuff that was covered in the writer's commentary about Yumi. It states that he probably would have fought a bit better if Misa hadn't set him up, but he was definitely the weakest out of all the Fangs of Metsudo. So with that statement alone, he is the weakest out of all 8 Fangs of Metsudo that we've ever had in the story. We haven't seen like 3 of them currently, but by that statement alone, he is considered the weakest, which was kind of assumed based on how much he got destroyed by Misa in their fight. And then we learn why Metsudo actually chose him regardless of him being so weak. Metsudo chose him as a Fang because of his growth potential and ambition, but his pride got the better of him when he switched to Purgatory. This resulted in him to stop growing. And another little theory I have in why Metsudo actually chose someone like Yumi regardless of him being weak is because Kanogito, potentially the strongest Fang of all time, just stepped down. Metsudo was no longer chairman of the Kengan Association, so he didn't really need to continue winning all Kengan matches, meaning it didn't really matter if he chose someone who wasn't the strongest fighter and may end up losing fights. It wouldn't really affect him too much, and I doubt he would really care considering he's already done everything he planned to accomplish. He stepped down as chairman, he was defeated by Nogi, now he's just chilling, so it didn't really matter if he chose one of the weakest people to represent him and to possibly grow stronger. But as we know, Yumi's pride got the better of him, switched to Purgatory, and then from there he stopped growing. You can even argue he got weaker when he switched to Purgatory. And the last important funny detail mentioned in the writer's commentary is how the initial design of Yumi had him looking like an evil Cosmo, which would have been pretty interesting to see, but I think we already have enough characters looking like Cosmo in this series so far, so I'm glad they went with this monkey trash design. But yep, that's pretty much everything for Yumi. On to the next guy. Let's talk about Toa. There's a lot of, information about how his design was made, how he's meant to be modeled after a New Zealand rugby team and all that. But the only real important thing I care about in his character profile is the following. He possessed power on par with Julius, but he was easily defeated because he didn't realize the essence of Julius's attack. So it confirms when it was base to base regular punches that Toa and Julius are equal in raw strength, which a lot of people like to say otherwise, but it was shown directly at the start of the fight when they punch into each other that it was equal, directly represented in the Waka vs Julius fight in Kengan Usher as well, where they punch each other, no one won, and that they were equal there. And that he was defeated easily, I thought it was more like mid to high diff Julius defeating Toa, but it says here defeated easily, showing that Julius may have been bloodied up a lot, but he didn't really take much damage from Toa during that fight, and he wasn't really in danger at any point regardless of him going down for, numerous seconds when getting attacked by Toa. But while considering the statement possessed power on par with Julius, I do believe Julius with his, muscle fiber control, rock drills, destruction thing is a more physically powerful attack than anything Toa has in his arsenal physical wise. So physical strength base to base, they are equal, which makes Toa one of the strongest physical wise characters in the series. Currently, I probably have him at rank 2. We'll have to wait to see what Kengan Mega Waka is capable of. He may take second spot or first spot, really don't know, but I do probably have Toa Mudo above Kure Ryan in base, and he could possibly be equal with Kure Ryan if he enters his 100% removal, and we'll have to see what happens if they end up fighting at some point in the series, but I can't really say for that. Next, let's talk about our boy Falcon. So his age is 29, which is around what I expected, to be honest. At first, he was supposed to face off against Rito and win by ring out, so he was meant to get the win, but because of the conclusion of Galang versus Carlos, they changed this. I did kind of see that happen as well. Falcon, especially when we got all the ninja stuff revealed, I did see the possibility that a ring out could occur, but since the previous fight had a ring out for Carlos to win, I didn't expect it to happen 2 times in a row, and the writers pretty much followed the same idea, which is pretty interesting. His immediate goal is to master the summoning technique. So the Falcon, the absolute ninja mad lad, is going to summon a 9-tailed fox or something in the future. Maybe when he gets some training from the, Hokage Kurokian side, he'll eventually reach that level of chakra control and everything he needs in his, ninja ways. And then the last guy to talk about in today's video, we have Carlos Medel. We get the weight he was when he was a heavyweight fighter, which was 109 kilograms, and his age, which is 43. I'll read some parts from the writer's commentary now. His initial concept was to be a lightweight boxer that was stronger than heavyweight. In his initial design, he was supposed to be a master who had reached the pinnacle of boxing, and during the match, he was supposed to be on such a whole other level that Galang couldn't even touch him, at least up to a point. I drew the storyboards up to the fight's conclusion, but they ended up being changed because he was too strong. Yes, it says here, Carlos was made to be too strong. So after racking my brain, I made him a practitioner of both boxing and capoeira. He was on the back foot to Galang during the later half of the match, but he could have put up a better fight if he hadn't been thrown off his game. So in short, Carlos was nerfed by the author for being too strong, and as it says here, the pinnacle of boxing, the same thing is described about Kuroki Gensai, the pinnacle of karate. So, Carlos Medel was meant to be a Kuroki tier fighter, but got nerfed halfway through the fight, which is very unfortunate. And it also mentions at the end of the paragraph here, his fighting style is still incomplete and changes by the day. You may see him even stronger if he has the chance to appear again. I'm guessing we will see Carlos again at some point in the story. If I had to pick 2 characters that I've had so far fight for Purgatory that are going to be probably mainstays in the story, is Carlos and Falcon, so I do see Carlos fighting again. And with it saying that his, style changes by the day, that's pretty insane, showing how much of a pretty much genius and gifted, fighter he is. But yeah, Carlos kind of got unlucky and nerfed halfway through the fight, but regardless, he still defeated Galang in the Purgatory match, so Carlos is still a beast and will most likely appear again later in the story to be even more of a beast. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon. Absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.